What would you do if you found a matching tattoo on your wife's inner wrist, identical to one you'd seen on a stranger's social media? A tattoo she swore was a temporary design from a bachelorette party months ago. My heart hammered against my ribs, a frantic drumbeat in the dead silence of our bedroom at 2 a.m. The faint glow of my phone screen illuminated the tiny, intricate compass rose on her skin as she slept beside me. A stark contrast to the image burned into my memory. A photo from a conference after-party in Miami, a man's arm casually draped around a woman. And that same compass rose unmistakable on his wrist. The air thickened, heavy with a truth I hadn't dared to whisper, a mystery that was about to unravel my entire world. If you genuinely enjoy our stories, please subscribe to the channel, tell us where you're from, and what time it is right now. It's always fascinating to know how far our story flows. The humiliation hit me first, a wave of nausea that threatened to drown me. Not just the betrayal, but the sheer audacity of it. While I was in Dallas presenting quarterly reports, she was apparently in Miami, getting permanent ink with another man. The compass rose, a symbol of guidance and direction, now mocked me with its twisted meaning. I felt like a fool, a cuckold, a punchline in a joke I hadn't even known was being told. My wife Sarah had always been the picture of elegance and devotion, or so I thought. Her laughter, once a melody, now echoed with deceit. Over the next few weeks, Sarah's behavior shifted subtly, like a tide pulling away from the shore. She became distant, her eyes often glued to her phone, a secretive smile playing on her lips. Late-night calls were answered in hushed tones, followed by hurried excuses about work emergencies or friend drama. Receipts for expensive dinners at places like the Capitol Grill on Brickell Avenue in Miami, far from her usual haunts, started appearing in her purse, quickly explained away as client meetings. My gut churned with suspicion, but my heart, foolishly, still clung to the image of the woman I married. The slow discovery was agonizing, 1,000 tiny cuts. One evening, while she was in the shower, her phone buzzed with a text. I knew I shouldn't, but my hand moved on its own. Missing you, my compass. Can't wait for our next adventure. It was from a contact simply labeled M. My blood ran cold. I scrolled through their messages, a sickening chronicle of stolen moments, whispered promises, and explicit details that made my stomach clench. The business conference in Miami wasn't just a conference for her, it was a rendezvous. The man Eam was Mark, a junior partner at a rival firm, a smug, self-assured type I'd met once at an industry event. Sarah, when confronted, transformed. The sweet, loving wife vanished, replaced by a cold, manipulative stranger. She denied everything, then minimized, then attacked. You're paranoid, John. You're imagining things. You're insecure. Her words were daggers, each one twisting deeper into my already wounded soul. She acted as if I was the villain, daring to question her fidelity. She became untouchable, cloaked in a veil of self-righteous indignation, convinced I couldn't prove a thing. I broke. The emotional toll was immense. I spent nights staring at the ceiling of our Brooklyn Heights apartment, the city lights blurring through my tears. The man I was, the loyal husband, shattered into a million pieces. But from the wreckage, something new began to emerge. A cold, calculating resolve. I wouldn't just leave. I would dismantle her world, piece by agonizing piece. I would become strategic, then ruthless. My revenge began with meticulous planning. I hired a private investigator, a former NYPD detective named Frank, operating out of a discreet office on a quiet street in Queens. Frank was a ghost, leaving no trace, but gathering everything. He documented Sarah's clandestine meetings with Mark at a boutique hotel in Soho, their lunches at a small Italian bistro on Mulberry Street, even their weekend getaways to a secluded cabin upstate. Every text, every call, every shared moment was meticulously recorded. I also started quietly transferring assets, consulting with a divorce attorney specializing in high-net-worth cases, and securing my financial future. I set up a separate bank account, redirected my mail, and began building a fortress around myself. The legal traps were laid first. My attorney, a sharp woman named Ms. Davies from a firm on Wall Street, advised me on the intricacies of New York divorce law. Adultery, while not always a major factor in asset division, could certainly sway a judge's opinion on spousal support and, more importantly, public perception. We prepared a comprehensive case detailing Sarah's infidelity, her financial recklessness, and her emotional abuse. The social traps were more subtle, more insidious. I started dropping hints to mutual friends, carefully chosen words about Sarah's stress and unusual behavior, planting seeds of doubt. I knew the gossip mill in our social circle, centered around the exclusive members-only club on Fifth Avenue, would do the rest. The public exposure was orchestrated with surgical precision. The divorce papers were served at a charity gala Sarah had organized, a high-profile event at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. The process server, a stern-faced woman, approached Sarah just as she was about to give her opening remarks, a flash of cameras capturing the moment. The headlines screamed, "Prominent socialite served divorce papers amidst adultery scandal." The evidence, carefully leaked to a few key tabloids, painted a damning picture.
Ow, the photos.
The texts, the hotel receipts, all laid bare for the world to see. Mark, caught in the crossfire, was publicly disgraced, his career in tatters. His firm, eager to distance themselves from the scandal, quietly let him go. Sarah's world imploded. Her carefully constructed image of the devoted wife and successful businesswoman shattered. Her friends, once so eager to bask in her reflected glory, recoiled. Her charity work, her social standing, her very identity, all crumbled under the weight of her betrayal. The legal battle was swift and brutal. With overwhelming evidence, the judge ruled decisively in my favor. Sarah was left with a fraction of what she expected, her reputation in ruins, her future uncertain. She lost her apartment, her car, and most importantly, her pride. She was completely ruined, a pariah in the very circle she once dominated. I watched it all unfold from a distance, a quiet observer of the destruction I had wrought. There was no joy, no triumph, only a profound emptiness. The compass rose on her wrist, once a symbol of their illicit love, now pointed only to her desolate future. The end.